What's up, everybody? It's your favorite, can you take the stone from my hands, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Fansproject's Kickback. Anybody see what I did there? Doesn't matter. And he comes with a few accessories, mainly these knives. They peg in to the side. He has 6 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see, he holds them fairly well. They're all what we've come to expect, the single cast of a softer gray plastic. So let's not waste too much time. Let's just get into him. He was always my favorite of the 3, I think, but at the same time, he does have some issues and some limitations, one of which is that there's no waist swivel. Let me go ahead and get that out of the way, which was a bummer even for the time when he was released. And let me see if there's anything else I need to point out straight away. He has rep labels on him, of course, and you know they were kind of doing this ninja theme. They had this face plate on him. That was always a bummer for me. I don't like my Kickback with a face plate. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's my middle child now. I can't even say my youngest. Alright, so articulation, we got a ball peg. Pretty obvious ball peg right there. Good up, good down, side to side is fine. For the shoulders, you have a hinge inside the torso that comes out to a ball peg that gets you a pretty good range. Let's see if we can't get any further up. I don't want to break them, as we know. There, up to there, and then out to there, and then of course the swivel all the way around, so that's kind of fine. Bicep swivel is there. It's on a thinner piece of plastic, so be careful. And then we have this ball peg on a hinge, which pretty much doubles for a double jointed elbow. Still doesn't get you much further than 90 degrees. And this casting here, you see how tight all that is? It really makes you rub the joint together in order to get the full range. And then we do have a wrist swivel on this guy. It's funny, man, like just looking, there's no like sculpt in those fingers. You know, they've come a long way, the third party game in general. And then you get a little bit of an outward movement on the wrist as well. Same for the other side, and we have some silver paint there, and I think that's about it. For the chest, we do have this black. That might be no, that's paint. And then we have some silver paint there as well, and silver paint on the side. T-jointed ball joints for hips. They get you out to there, forward to there, back to there. Thigh swivel. Knee, only a single hinge, but gets you way past 90 degrees. Ankle tilt down. Not really anything up. You got a heel spur there, and then the slightest bit of a rocker. Not even that significant, but it is there. And then the wings are on ball pegs. They come out here, but you can't really do much with them. You're pretty much limited to that, or you got to put them out to the side or tuck them down, which was a bummer back when he was originally released as well. And that is it for that fella. And there is a size comparison of him with Generations Warpath. So his transformation was always the most involved. So we'll see if we can't fuddle our way through it. Turn the head 180 rather. 360 wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, would it? And then lean the head back. Then you can bring up the bug head, and that will sit down over top, and you can lean. Can you move those? Can you articulate those? No, I guess not. So that sits like that, and then that ends up being the top, but it's fine. Okay, so we have to get a lot of this stuff out of the way, including these pieces back here. You can just rotate these on a hinge here, and what that allows you to do, I'll tell you what else. Take this and get your finger, if you can. This waist piece needs to split, but it also tabs in to there with those 2 notches, so you need to kind of pull this down a little bit and separate them, and then just get the legs out to the side the best you can. And you might even want to get these out of the way as well. Whatever makes this part rotate around easier, you're going to want to do, because this is where the pain is. So bring these pieces down. You see they're on a ball peg there that plugs into the butt, comes up and around. Bring them down and around. Now, it's the same sort of deal. Take this, rotate this 360 or 180. Why do I keep doing that? and then get this arm aligned. And how you're going to want this is, let's see, it's one of those things where it's hard to tell you how to do it, but it's somewhat easier to show you maybe. You want this up here, and you want that piece in the center, that piece like that, and then you want the mushroom peg showing, I believe, and then this piece kind of like that ish. I'm sure that's not 100% right, but that's pretty close. So we're going to do the same on this side. Keep this out to the side. Bring this armature down and around. And it's easier for me, I don't know why, it's just easier for me to see it from this angle. Rotate this. And these joints are really stiff on mine. So just bear with me because I don't want to break it. Alright. So these pieces tab together. These bottom pieces, they interlock. And then you want that to the side. I think I just untabbed something. Just flipped up. That moved back. And then both of these kind of sit and peg together underneath this crotch piece. We're just going to get it in there the best we can for the moment. Okay? Alright. So, next we have the feet. And we're going to rotate here. That ball peg will give you the leverage. And rotate the foot all the way through. So we'll try again. There, that's it. Then you can fold that piece down, and that's what it should look like. Now, these pieces here, they come unclipped, as you can see from the side, and they rotate around and they tap back into the leg. And just kind of position the knee in a spot where it makes that user friendly for you. There. So that went fairly easy. Let's count our lucky stars. Now let's fiddle with this thing a little bit more. I'm not exactly sure why it's giving me so much grief. There it is. Fold that down. Unpeg these. Rotate them. And then they tab back in. And you're good. Okay. Now, make sure that that hinge is up as far as it can go to the body. And then these plug back into these cylinders. My arms here aren't lined up 100%, which is going to make that difficult, but I might just have to clean that up and cut back to it. I don't want to waste too much time on this thing. And bring these out. They don't go that far. There we go. Oh man, I got this all ate up. There. And then just orient the wings. Can't do much else with them. and then rotate these pieces up. And then I'll try to clean up this back end the best I can. It's difficult to do, and then we'll take a look at him. So unfortunately, while I like his bot mode the best, I kind of dislike this thing the best, or the most. I'm all ate up. This thing has got the best of me. That's 2 out of 3 that have gotten the best of me so far. But even that stuff is not right. There's just so many moving parts in there, and to get them all lined up. I would imagine that most people, when they review these, go from bug mode to robot mode, just because it's so much easier. But there's just a lot that has to line up for bug mode. But it's kind of unimpressive, but it still does its job. You know, I just don't think it's as impressive as the others. I think like some things look weird, like the head looks weird and stuff. We'll be doing from bug to robot mode a little later. But, you know, like this one I feel like looks a little bit better than this one. I don't know. There's just something about that area that doesn't sit all that well. In general, but also not with me. But all the detailings and stuff come through, and articulation wise you got ball pegs here, and then you can manipulate those as well to kind of give you a bonus, like a butterfly joint, but it's not really intended. And then you have your little feelers here, and your wings you're pretty much limited to out and in. They should have designed this so you could bend them up a little bit more, but you can't. And then you get your same hip joints, ball joints there, and then a little bit of backward feet movement, and then that's pretty much it. And of course I wanted to allow you the opportunity to see all 3 together. And it's still a good, sharp looking set. Even with old Handless McGee still in the race. It's still a pretty cool looking set of bugs. Final thoughts with this guy. You know, materials, all that kind of stuff is kind of the same across the board. It lacked a little bit of articulation. The engineering is what's interesting. Like, it's a pain. It's a pain because these arms, and to be fair, the arms are a pain in robot mode. They're a pain to deal with in bug mode. They're just not fun. They're just irritating. But what's interesting is you can kind of see those early seeds of Fansproject's little engineering ways, and you know, taking the arms from the front cavity and turning them back onto themselves and around, and sticking them at the bottom of the figure on 2 armatures. Like, that's just a pretty involved transformation for a deluxe size figure. I don't even think you see that sort of engineering among third parties these days. Now maybe that's for better sometimes, because it did eat me up this go round. But you know, without the camera in front of you and just sitting around and messing with a toy, it happens a lot easier. Do you know what I mean? It's just a pretty impressive feat of engineering. Now, the thing about all these bugs is that, you know, we have to once again keep in mind the time they were released, but also realize that, you know, they're still a fairly good option. You know, with most third parties moving away from chug scaled figures, you know, it might be the best option you have for a long time. Unless you like those Hasbro Legends ones, which is fine too, but they're not for me, and I can't deal with them being all that small. But I think that these would look great. Like you're fleshing out like a G1 kind of shell for your chugs. I still think these would fit in well, and that's a testament to a 3 or 4 year old figure. You know, especially in these times where everything is being updated so quickly. So something to think about. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.
Introducing the next president of the United States, Mr. Bobby Skullface.
Please, remain seated. Remain seated. I'm just here today. I'm getting a little tired. I'm out there on the campaign trail.
Sir, what are your views on immigration?
Bringing something foreign to a new place, I'll tell you how I feel about it. I'm not big on upgrade kits. Let's get it the first time right. Let's make sure that the product when it's initially released is just fine. Therefore, you don't have to spend an extra $20. You don't have to spend an extra $30 in order to bring something from over here and bring it over here in order to make it better. Let's try to get the original release just fine with no need for an upgrade kit. No need for you to waste your money. No need for them to waste the plastic. Who else do we got here in the audience?
What do you think about China undervaluing the currency?
You know what? To be honest with you, I think it's fine. If I'm going to spend $100 on a masterpiece, and then I spend $64 on a third-party toy, and then I spend $84 or 84 yen on a SH Figuarts, then I've spent 84 plus 64 plus. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't understand the question, but it doesn't mean I won't try.
Hey, what do you think your views are on gay marriage?
I'll tell you, I think that Rewind and Chrome Dome opened the doors for everybody. I think that now that Rewind and Chrome Dome have made it okay, they made it that it's more than just a brotherhood. It's more than just being your soldier in arms and your brother in arms. It's about having a relationship, and as long as one person can love another person, who am I to stand in the way of true love? Do you know what I'm saying? I think that they've opened the doors for it. I'm willing to continue. Whatever makes people happy is what I'm about. I'm about making you happy. Hopefully you can make me happy. I'm not going to come over to your house kicking cheese doodles out of your hand. Don't come over to mine voting for somebody else.
Sir, do you think the greatest concern Americans have right now is terrorism or the lack of jobs?
I think that terrorism is an issue, but I'm going to tell you what's a bigger issue. It's the fact that terrorists like Zorana are given SDCC exclusive molds and we can't get them in the mainline Toys R Us line. Why can we get a Cobra Commander and a Destro and a Baroness and a Serpentor, which are all well-known terrorists, but we can't get a Zorana, which is just as much a terrorist? I feel like there's terrorist discrimination going on. I want equal terrorism for anyone. If Zorana is going to be a terrorist, she should be $8.99 on the pegs, just like Baroness is. I don't feel like I need to fly all the way to San Diego to get myself some sort of sexy, elusive terrorist with a cutoff shirt just to spend $84. I don't feel like that's necessary. I want it on the pegs, equal terrorism for everyone.